Hello everybody, welcome back to another LEGO review. Today we have two sets here. Set number 75346, the Pirate Snub Fighter, and set number 75352, the Emperor's Throne Room. Both of these came out during the spring/summer wave for 2023. Up first we have the Pirate Snub Fighter, which retails for $35 here in the US and comes with two minifigures, a Snub Fighter Pilot and Vane. The set has 285 pieces and is recommended for ages 8 and up. Turning to the back of the box now, we can see a couple of the features. We have some secret compartments for storage, such as a thermal detonator, and we also have some stud shooters. Our first minifigure of the set is the Snub Fighter Pilot. Now, this uses the same helmet as the X-Wings, and personally I like the little detailing on it to make it feel more like it's a pirate rather than some professional flyer such as X-Wing pilots. Taking the helmet off, we can see there's a bit more detailing on the head, but that's basically it. We got a bit of back printing back here, but other than that, pretty simple figure, and it gets the job done. And our second and final figure of this set is Vane, which probably most people are going to get this set for. I like this little bandana on the top of his head. It really gives him some character. It's also, I believe, a new piece for minifigures. He comes with a sword, and like the other figure, he has some pretty neat detailing, but no arm detailing. But he's certainly one of the cooler pirate figures from Star Wars. And here is the main attraction of the set, the Snub Fighter. Now, it's pretty small when you compare it to most other fighters you'd probably get at this price point, but I feel like it gets the job done for how little pieces it has. It has a new cockpit piece, which I think looks really cool, and I hope they use these in future fighter sets. You can see it has two wings, thrusters on the back, and if you lift this top part right here, not like that, of course, if you lift this top part right here, you can reveal a secret compartment with a container in it. Opening this up, you'll see the thermal detonator. Then you just put it in the back like so. And ta-da! I do like how detailed this looks compared to other sets at this price point, which would use a lot more stickers. There's still some stickering up in the front and on the cockpit right here, but it looks nicer overall. And of course you have your stud shooters, which are surprisingly strong. And if you lift the cockpit and open this part, you have a place to store something else, if you can see. So let's take our pilot and put his blaster in there. And we'll seal it up like so. And then we can also put our pilot into, well, of course, pilot the ship. And just like that, he's been successfully put in. Now, an interesting detail that I like on this set compared to most others, if you look very closely, you can see they use two pieces here to make some sort of like steering wheel, for lack of a better word, for the spacecraft. And it's really neat. I wish more smaller priced sets, or fighters in general, had little detailing like this. It'd make it so much more worth getting a set. And I also like the blasters in front. They're pretty solid, so these aren't coming off at all. But there's really not much to say about this set. A lot of people seem to hate it, but personally, I am a big fan of this set. And for the price, you get two pretty interesting minifigures, I'd say, and a nice, not too overstick, nice detail build with not many stickers on it. So I give this a 7 out of 10. Not as good as sets like the Republic fighter tank in the back here, but it's definitely not a regret set that you'll regret it if you purchase it. Up next, we have the Emperor's Throne Room, which is an 18 plus diorama set in the same vein as the Dagobah training set from last year. This set has 807 pieces and goes for $100 here in the US. Turning it into the back, we can see the set in a different style with Palpatine with his lightning and Darth Vader watching as Luke gets electrolyzed. They also have this unique printed piece to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And you can see here we have some pictures, one of the actual scene for the movie and one of a recreation of it in Lego. And here you have the dimensions of the diorama being 8 inches wide and 6.5 inches tall. And of course, it comes with 3 minifigures, Palpatine, Luke, and Darth Vader. Our first minifigure of the set is Luke Skywalker in his Return of the Jedi clothes. You can see he has his robotic arm, green lightsaber, and a new hairpiece to complement his actual look in Return of the Jedi. Honestly, for this set, I think this is a pretty well done Luke Skywalker. I wish there was some leg printing, but other than that, it's a pretty solid minifigure. He also has 2 faces, one being more of a serious expression, while the other is more optimistic and hopeful. So really cool to see that. Up next is Darth Vader. Now we've seen him in this form in multiple sets with the arm printing, leg printing, and torso printing. He also has a softer cape this time. And if you remove the mask, you can see that he now has a new face print, unlike the past 2 iterations we've got, where one is less white and came from the Obi-Wan and versus Darth Vader set, and the other one from the TIE Bomber, which is the same color but a different expression. Overall, you can't go wrong with a minifigure like this, and it was a good pick. You can't really do much to fix what's already perfect. And finally, you have the man, the myth, and Sith legend himself, Emperor Palpatine. Now, this is probably one of the coolest minifigures I have, although I do not know why they decide not to give him any pupils. I like this hooded piece, and I like that there's both leg printing and torso printing. Wish there was maybe a little arm printing. He also has the same soft cape as Darth Vader, and if you take his hood off, you'll see that there's a second, much angrier face for whenever he's using his Force Lightning, but we'll get to that in a bit. Overall, I'd say between Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Palpatine, that we have a very good minifigure selection in this set. However, I have noticed that there were no royal guards, and given that there's not really much space for them to occupy on the set, and this is more so meant to be the final duel, I think it was an okay decision, making it more centralized on the main characters from this scene. And here is the actual build itself, styled in the same fashion as the Dagobah diorama or Death Star Trench Run from last year's wave. You can see here that there's the unique printed piece that I mentioned earlier, and while most people that review this set say it kinda takes away from the look of it, I personally don't mind it. And here we have some printed pieces that quote from that scene, with Luke saying, "I am a Jedi, like my father before me." Now looking closer at the set, we can see that there's two sets of places to place your minifigures. One for the bottom and another for the top. And towards the middle, you'll see Palpatine's throne, which looks exceptional. Like, it is much better than what we've gotten in Playscale sets in the past. Not that I've owned any, but it is a simply beautiful design to look at, and it really makes this set shine through. We can also see that there are some control panels here, or control decks, that look really good, but I wish we could fit minifigures in them. That probably would be a good place for some other minifigures for the set. And there's also some railing on the side. And I also love how this piece came through. It really adds to the diorama and makes it live up to its 18 plus age rating. Moving towards the back, we can see that if you look at the sides, you can see they left them open just for an extra bit of detail. And turning it around, we can see the back window part of it, which looks great. And this isn't attached to anything, but the way this was built makes it so it can stay in place. So really solid. And you can also see they did a bit of extra detailing back here so it didn't look so plain, and that the whole system was stable. And then turn this around all the way to the front again. And if you lift this panel right here, if I can just get it, you can see that there is a place to store Palpatine's lightning, which is neat, so you can recreate the scene in a different vein. Now that I've put the minifigures on, you can see the true essence of the diorama set itself. You can see Palpatine looking at both Darth Vader and Luke duke it out in the final duel. I forgot to also mention earlier that you can actually have his chair swivel around so that he's looking out, and you can simulate a dramatic reveal for when Luke enters the room in that part of Return of the Jedi. Overall, I'd say this is probably the diorama set that you should get this wave over the Endor speeder chase. This is just such an iconic scene that was put perfectly into LEGO form, just like the Dagobah training of last year. Now the price point is a little high, so I would wait to get this on a sale or something like that, like most other LEGO YouTubers would say. But overall, it's a really solid set, and they definitely knew what they were doing when making this. So I give this set a solid 8 out of 10. So out of these two sets, which one would I recommend you get? Well, it all depends on what your taste is. If you're brand new to LEGO, I would highly suggest this one, just so you can get accustomed to what you may expect in a LEGO set. But if you're a bit more of a veteran, I would highly go with the Emperor's Throne Room. But it really is all up to you. If you want to collect a niche and okay set, that's fine by me. But if you want to go for something more classic and a bit more challenging when it comes to building techniques, then go for the Emperor's Throne Room. But in my opinion, I would highly recommend that you get the Emperor's Throne Room, as it's more bang for your buck. You get 3 minifigures, one with complete printing, and some other exclusive ones, such as Palpatine and Luke, as they are brand new to this set. And it also has some interesting building techniques and will look great on display if you have any other diorama sets. So that's it for this dual review. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be fully back for this summer. I apologize for taking a break, but expect some reviews of previously promised sets. Heck, maybe we'll even do a review of that set over there. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future.